with all the remasters that are going on, you being the master of beating remasters, RE2 and RE3, what would you rather have for certain games right now? Would you rather have remasters of them, or would you rather have sequels to those series?
Sequels, obviously.
And which ones?
Well, okay, what's the thing? There's too many remasters going on right now. I mean, I understand that some people may not have got to some of these games, but a lot of the remasters, I mean, I've seen are games on PS2, Shadow of the Colossus. What else? I can't think of too many right now.
Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy, yeah. It's just like, dude, like it's time to move on to the next. Shenmue. Yeah, I think, no, not Shenmue. I'm not a Shenmue fan.
Okay, all the Yakuzas.
I'm happy Shenmue is out though for the fans of the series. I'm happy they're getting what they want, but I'm kind of done with it. But
all the Yakuzas, honestly, those are beautiful. Those are beautiful remasters.
They are, and I'm glad they those remasters needed to happen because I remember when they came out for the PS2, the first two they were in English only.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's voice as Goro. Yeah.
Yeah, they needed to keep it in Japanese, man. It feels a lot better English subtitles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're true.
Yeah, so that's a perfect remaster right there. But I just, like I said, I feel like there's too many going on and just kind of burnt out on them. So hopefully they got the next generation. They'll get the remasters out of their system and start making newer games, sequels or whatnot. Games I would like to see sequels to though. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You probably never heard of this game.
Okay.
It's called Rogue Galaxy.
Okay. So I know the name, I know the game, and I know the cover. I have no idea what the game is about. I usually see it like when you go to a game store. It's like anywhere from like $5 to $10 in the PS2 section.
Well, you probably thinking of Rogue Squad or something. No, Rogue Galaxy. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's for the PS2, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for the PS2.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's just a really good game, and it's an action RPG. Great voice acting, great animation, great battles. I thought the story was awesome. Some people think it's like whatever, but I really liked it. And I feel it really had a open-ended ending, so it leaves room for a sequel. But I had a great time playing it. You know what I mean? The game had so much personality and charisma. It's just like it just had me glued to it, pretty much. It's something like people play like games like Kingdom Hearts. I played Kingdom Hearts. I liked it. I thought that was cool, and everything. But
they did a remake of that too, right?
So many remakes of that one. How many haven't they made?
I remember that came out when RE2 came out, and everyone was just like, "Yeah, thanks." Everyone was like, "We're gonna go." They have this great meme. We should splice it in. Yeah. Where it's like Goofy coming in and like looking in, but it's Goofy in Resident Evil 2.
Oh gosh.
Because of remakes.
Going back to the Kingdom Hearts thing, I just thought they were kind of like, when it comes to story, they were boring to me. The gameplay is great. The story's just like too kiddie for me. There's no turn to the maturity, in that. And I felt like Rogue Galaxy had some mature moments in it and everything. Like not too mature, but it had a dark story. Or not dark, but just really it wasn't all kiddie like and everything like that. Right. So I thought it was great. So I felt that's a great game that needs a sequel. Another game I feel needs a sequel is I don't know if I should say this one because the way it ended, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Shadow Hearts sequel. That's an awesome RPG.
Oh, is that the RPG you talked about and no one cares about?
No, that's Shadow Madness.
Oh, okay.
But going back to Shadow Madness,
a lot of shadows.
My buddy Tark's Gauntlet.
Is that the one with the black hedgehog in it? No, that's Shadow Hedgehog.
One of my friends, Tark's Gauntlet. We talked about that game, and it's a game that didn't have much of a budget. It lost a lot of its investors because the game was looking like pretty much crap, but the story in the game I thought was really cool, and the character reactions to each other. I thought the character development pretty much was really good, but unfortunately the game didn't really draw people because the way it looked and the battle system was kind of like meh. That could get a remake if they did it properly. Okay. But me personally, I would prefer a sequel because I want to move on from that.
Right.
So I was able to enjoy the first game for what it was, even though it wasn't a good game because of certain issues. But what are some of your games though?
So would I want remasters or sequels? There's some that I would like a remasters and some that I would like sequels to. Something that I would like a sequel to, and I kind of mentioned it a little earlier. Lollipop Chainsaw should have a sequel. It should have a sequel, hands down. We got one of those games. It's very Japanese. Okay, what next? What next with that series? That's what I would love to see.
Right.
Something like that. When we're talking about remasters, here's one that comes to my mind. I don't think anyone really cares about it as much, but it's just like, for me, if I could pick it, would probably be Tenchu Stealth Assassin 2. Not 1, but 2.
Really?
So if you've played Wrath of Heaven, or whatever it's called, I think it's Wrath of Heaven.
Yeah.
If you play Wrath of Heaven, it's almost like a remake of the first one. You do like the same couple missions, and then it starts to drift off into a new game, right? But 2 looked ugly as hell. It looked ugly as hell. But it had a story to it. And it's just, you're Ricky Amaro and you're Ayame, the two ninjas, but you're young. And I think if they made that look a little bit more grimier, more stealth tactics, it would look great, right? Another one that I would like to see remastered is probably Dino Crisis 1. I would like to see Dino Crisis 1.
Great choice.
Because,
Great choice.
like, when you see the way they did Resident Evil 2, I prefer Resident Evil 2 over Resident Evil 3, like just the visuals of it and everything like that. Dino Crisis can be done the exact same way. People can enjoy it. I personally, Reggie, don't have to deal with stupid ass tank controls, and it was a sick game, and the character is sick.
Yeah, Regina was awesome.
Regina's like sick as hell.
Yeah.
So I think that would be great. And I would like to throw in one more that keeps coming to my mind is I would love to see them remaster Tomb Raider 2. I know we talked about it in the last one, but if it looked better and it played like the Tomb Raiders of today, that'd be pretty cool.
I like your choices. Going to one of the ones, this is one I forgot to mention actually. A true sequel to Brave Fencer Musashi would be awesome. Yes, Brave Fencer Musashi. That game, oh my God. So here's a little funny story behind that game. I got it for Christmas.
Right.
And obviously, the reason I got it was because it had that Final Fantasy VIII demo in there. I wanted to play Final Fantasy VIII. But about a month later, I finally decided to play the game. Fell in love with it, man. That game has so much going for it. You can collect action figures in that game. You can keep them sealed or open the boxes, and they have, it's funny. They talk and everything. The dialogue in the game is hilarious. The story is just really fun. It's just a really overall awesome experience to play that game, and a lot of people should. I hope a lot of people get to play that game. It did have some kind of a sequel called Musashi Legends, Samurai Legends, something like that, but it was totally different. Music was different. It was just didn't have the same feel as the first one. You could tell it was made by a different team, or at least I think it was. But if they could stick to the way the first one was, a sequel would be fantastic. Man, that game just really had a lot going for it, and I just still remember my experience playing it. Like here's one of the scenes, and it was hilarious. Like there's a scene called Dance or Die, where you have to pretty much dance or get killed. It's hilarious. Everybody, I'll show you the footage right now. But it's battle against Topo, and you have to dance on the cue that she dances on, pretty much. So you have to do exactly what she does. If you mess up, she blows you into electricity, and you lose your energy. And when you run out, of course, you die.
Right.
So it's a hilarious scene. But this stuff like that just really, I remember in that game. Another game, the last game I would like to see is a true sequel to Dino Crisis 2.
Yeah.
Dino Crisis 2 ended on a crazy cliffhanger, and a lot of people don't know this.
Can we talk?
Go ahead.
It's been 25 years. We're going to talk about the ending to Dino Crisis 2. Go.
So, as a lot of people know, Dino Crisis 2 ended on a cliffhanger, and also the ending was actually cut down from what it originally was supposed to happen in it.
Is there like a full version out there, or
there's no full version out there? They talk about it.
Okay.
So basically, when Regina ran back into the time into the thing, she was supposed to run into her lover's arms, which would have been a really cool scene to see. Seeing this, come back and then run into your loved one's arms. That would have been an awesome scene. But it had to be cut because a lot of people don't know that Dino Crisis. Well, obviously they do know. Dino Crisis 2 came out a year after the first one.
Yeah. And
the other team worked on it, so you can see where things kind of conflict with story and everything like that.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy.
They got the same ideas.
Yeah, but it was left on a cliffhanger to where one of the guys was left back, and she was supposed to come back and rescue him pretty much, and you never really get that closure, and it sucks. What happened was 9/11 happened right before, during development of Dino Crisis 3,
right.
And we believe that they actually changed the game around a lot from
due
what
to
it was.
9/11?
Yes. Because if you see the first picture of of Dino Crisis 3, it had to do with a lot of dinosaurs and buildings and all that stuff. So there's people running in through a town, and dinosaurs coming through these buildings and everything, attacking people.
Like Metal Gear 2 and the Twin Towers.
Yeah, so I think they decided to say, oh, we can't sell this now because of what happened in 9/11, so we got to rework this game. And they reworked it into a crap game in space, and like a million years later or something like that. I can't remember the timeline, but it was horrible. I said, where's Dino Crisis 3 where we find out where's Regina at, pretty much, right? And by the way, does it look like Regina's wearing a wig, the red hair?
Through the whole thing?
Just so, the way she looks.
She doesn't look like the main character. She doesn't look like the guy on the cover of Chaos Legion. No.
Okay.
No, she doesn't.
That's all I want to make
sure. It's done well. It's done well.
Because this is both Capcom, so maybe they had the same idea.
Reggie's going to be like, hey, X, when you look at Knuckles from Sonic, does he look like he's wearing a red wig? That's what it's going to be like. Does he look like Ronald McDonald? No,
But Dino Crisis 3, man, I mean, obviously a failure, and they didn't make any more games after that. And I don't know if they blame
Space dinosaurs.
Yeah, I don't know if they blame the fans for not getting it, but the fans are not going to buy a crap game.
And it wasn't for PlayStation, right? It was just for Xbox?
They made it exclusively for Xbox, which was weird. I think it would have sold great on PS2, but it still would have been like considered a bad game. You know what I mean? So that's just that franchise was born on the PS1, so PlayStation should have kept it not exclusive to it, but they should have made sure that a sequel was on that system. Okay. It's weird when they take franchises and try to make them exclusive for other systems when they're born on one system. Like, look at Resident Evil when it went to GameCube for that short period of time. Yeah. Weird, right? Like, why would you do that? But everybody thinks they have a bright idea or whatever, so whatever. But yeah. So yeah, those are our what I would say our sequels and remakes.
Our hot picks.
Hot picks for those choices. So.
I want to throw one more in there.
Go ahead.
Only because Tony Hawk came out and was like, hey, we're remastering Tony Hawk. I think they're remastering the wrong one. They're remastering the wrong one.
They should go with part 5.
No.
You sure?
Yes, I'm positive. You know the one that you should have gone with, and it would have made a crap load of money?
3.
Tony Hawk Underground. That was so cool. Hey, you had a story.
Okay.
You had a story.
Yeah.
They could make the story 10 times better. Because did you ever beat Tony Hawk Underground?
No, I watched my nephew beat it. Yeah, he played through it.
So I played that game like crazy. The ending is stupid. A guy that steals all your tricks and all your tapes of like footage and stuff like that. He's just like, here's your tape cassette back, and now you're like real, like you're a real star. And it's like, no, you should have like smacked the shit out of him, like with your skateboard or something. They need to put that ending in there. And the other cool thing is this: you got to create your own character. Back in the day, if you play that game online, you could take a picture of your face, put it on your character, and play as your character. Because there's no servers, you can't do it anymore. So if you did that today, that's huge. That's huge. That'd be huge. But I think they probably can't do it because then you'd have to pay Johnny Knoxville and like all those other pro skaters and everything like that. So that's what I would like to see. So I'll close in on that.
Is Johnny Knoxville a skater? Really?
No, but remember how there was like Jackass was the big thing and skating was the big thing and I don't know, Thrasher shirts are the big thing and Blink 182. So there you go. There's your early 2000s education, folks.
All right, cool.